Hi, can you hear?
Okay, well, I'm going to get going. I'm assuming that everyone can hear me. I can't. Hang on a sec. Okay, great. Thanks, Kim. Appreciate that message. So,
So,
welcome
welcome
everyone.
everyone.
Let's get
Let's
going, and
let's get going. I'll
yeah.
yeah.
So,
So,
how are we
how
going
are
to
we
do
going
it
to do it
for
for
this
this
half-hour
half-hour
session?
session?
I'm going
I'm going
to
to
give a
give a
rundown,
rundown,
first of
first of
all,
all,
of
of
myself, my
myself, my
organisation, a
organisation,
bit
a
about the
bit about
book,
the book,
then
then
hand over to
hand over
Yakindra, who'll
to Yakindra, who
my
my
co-author
co-author
Yakindra,
Yakindra,
who'll have 10 minutes to
to
go through
go
some
through some
aspects as
aspects as
well. Then
well.
we'll
Then
take
we'll
the
take the
final 10
10
minutes
minutes
as
as
a bit of a
bit of a
question
question
answer
answer
session,
session,
discussion,
discussion,
that sort
that
of
sort
thing.
of thing.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
okay.
So
So
a bit about
bit of
myself.
myself.
I'm a food
I'm a food
microbiologist
microbiologist
who
who
has
has
particular interest and
particular interest and
expertise
expertise
in
in
food
food
spoilage, food
spoilage, food
quality,
quality,
so
and
microbial food
microbial food
spoilage,
spoilage,
shelf life
shelf life
extension,
extension,
and food preservation.
and food
Those sorts of
preservation.
areas.
Those sorts of areas.
But I
But I
was
was
originally
originally
trained
trained
in
in
clinical
clinical
microbiology with a
microbiology with a
veterinary
veterinary
emphasis,
emphasis,
actually.
actually.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully that's all. Hopefully that's all better. Now, yeah, for my postdoc, my PhD was at RMIT. Hang on, what have I? Oh, yeah, my PhD was at Melbourne Uni. So where I looked at long life dairy products and spoilage of those, especially UHT milk and that sort of thing, characterising the spoilage process. Then my postdoc I went to RMIT, where I was doing a range of different projects. Some of them were product development based, working with some uh, key Australian brands and companies, as well as some processing, troubleshooting, that sort of thing. So looking at shelf life stability issues and how that's related to things that these organisations are doing in their processing and what they can change and and that sort of area. So my focus now is as an independent food scientist running my own organisation, Food Microbiology Academy, and so essentially operating as a freelancer where I do consulting to food manufacturing industry, some tutoring to students of all levels, so secondary school right through to research students, as well as some contract and collaborative research as well. So all of those types of areas with an with an emphasis on food quality, food spoilage, but also a bit of food safety and also actually do undertake various projects in different areas of food product development as well. So not only the shelf life extension aspect, but the whole box and dice, so to speak, of the process. So this book, so it's a concise reference guide to product development of food, and it came about after I put together a talk back seven years ago, actually, on this same topic. So using the same title, and with so many people these days, or currently because of the pandemic, at home. A lot of people are turning to like exploring in the kitchen and their kitchen creativity and those sorts of areas. And as people do that, they might start to have an idea about actually commercializing their favorite home cooked dish and that sort of thing, and selling it, establishing a food business and that sort of area. So that's where this book's meant to come in, really, where we, or in the first part, section 1 is on the principles of food product development, and that's what I wrote about. So covering the 4 phases of strategy development, first of all. So the background, market research, pricing, supply chain, understanding those basic so-called desktop research type aspects. Then the design and the development of the food is the second phase, where you actually get in the kitchen, get in the pilot plant and or the lab and try out some formulations and those sorts of things. Then once you've gone through that stage, then you go on to actual commercialization. So then you're scaling up, looking at manufacturing facilities, and doing all of the aspects that you need to do to get your product out on the market in terms of legal, regulatory, and so labeling and nutrition information and those sorts of areas. Then comes the actual launch part, where you've got a lot of marketing involved and those sorts of things, and post-launch as well is the final phase. So it's important, not to just cut off your process and once you've got your product out there, that's it, and you think you can relax and that sort of thing. So the post-launch is of vital importance as well. And what I've been telling people, so clients that I've got, is actually, startup clients, is actually to run R&D, run your R&D activities right from the start. So you're essentially getting your product out there, your first generation product on, simultaneously with starting your R&D activities to improve and look at your second generation, third generation, and that sort of thing. So it's really really important, I think, just to do that and keep ahead of trends, or ideally you want to be the one to be leading the trends to ensure that your business remains at the forefront and profitable. So yeah, that's a bit of a background on me, my organisation, and how the book came about and who it's for, and the sort of aspects that it covers, and how it can best be used. Now it's 10 past. I'll pass over to Yakindra, who can go through his aspect. So Yakindra, over to you.
Hi. Can you hear me, please? Hello. Hello. Hi. Thanks, Philip. Philip has given a good introduction of the book and how it came to the writing part. First of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm a food science graduate from RMIT University. I finished my PhD in 2017. I'm originally from Nepal, and I finished my undergraduate in food technology in 2000. After that, I worked in government of Nepal in different portfolio. Basically, I used to work as a food research officer, mainly in food product development, quality control, and analysis of different food products. Uh, After my PhD, I started working in different organizations, such as I worked in Deakin University, uh, as well as in Department of Primary Industries in New South Wales government. Currently, I'm with a food industry, mainly working in omega-3 powder and nutritional formula. Uh, this book, the second part, I have mainly given an overview of three products: the jam, pickle, and the dumpling technology. Mainly how the ingredient selection and what is the role of the different ingredients, and how the preparation method works, and what are the market driver for the products, etc., are provided in considerable detail. And the manufacturing process is explained in stepwise in a flow chart basis, so that it can be uh, replicated in any home kitchen, uh, and it can be commercialized uh, in the future. For the commercialization aspect, as Philip has already mentioned, he has given an overview of all the product formulation part, the basic principles of how product development works, and how quality control principle works, how the sensory analysis part works, and what are the different stages of the product development, all given in the first part of the book. The second part mainly deals with the technology aspects of uh, only three products. I am thinking we'll be going to more products in the future in the second and third edition, and we will be uh, inviting maybe other collaborator to contribute in the mainly the technology of potential products that has attracted or has a potential growth in the future in food industry. Uh, this is the only thing I have to explain, and I will hand over to Philip.
Okay, sure. Well, thanks, Yakindra. That's that's basically our wrap up. So of ourselves and our book and what our intentions are. So as Yakindra said, we're already actively have started looking at the next edition and how we can improve on our first and expand and make it even more useful from what it is by as Yakindra mentioned, increasing the amount of foods, and then having additional types of people with more expertise in particular niche areas to come in and author particular chapters as well. But in the meantime, this one is a really good concise guide to the process, and one in which you would find yourself continually referring to as well, referring back to as you go through your own product development activities, and you can keep coming back to it as you progress through with each section, and then as you have questions about different aspects, different activities that you'll go through, then at that stage you can elicit the expertise of particular people, whether it's a food science consultant in general, possibly to oversee or manage your whole process, or you could just talk to specific people or specific expertise on certain areas who can guide you on that. Yeah, so now I just want to open it up to everyone else then, and is there any questions that anyone might have about us, our organisation, the book, the process of how we went through the book, or any particular questions about food product development in general, or the specific aspects of what Yakindra went through in his. So yeah, Kim, how do we buy it? Well, there's not sure where I've shared the link. I know I've shared the link in a few places, but I've got an online store as part of my blog, and yeah, so it's already up on there and already up for sale on there. It's yeah, I'll just yep, I'm just going to type it in. It's actually very straightforward, very simple. It is just foodmicrobiology.academy. So yeah, I've been blogging on food microbiology for not too long now, because originally some 3 years ago or so, 3.5 years ago, I started blogging on food science in general. Then I recently restarted in specifically in food microbiology, and yeah, at that particular location. Okay, so well, anyone else wants to add to the stage? Yakindra, do you want to elaborate on anything else regarding your sections, or your products of what were they? Jam, yeah, pickles, and your specialist dumpling areas?
Thanks, Philip. Yeah, actually, in dumpling area, I have actually covered most of the Nepalese style dumpling. We call this as a Momo in Nepal, and very famous everywhere in different parts of Nepal as a staple food, as a breakfast or dinner or lunch item, and it is becoming popular in everywhere nowadays. Wherever Nepalese community is growing, it's popular, and we can find these products in Melbourne also. And there are every year there is a dumpling festival or Momo festival in Melbourne, organized by Nepalese community. and mm, and it's like the products has a commercial potential. Still, it's like uh, just from a home kitchen or for fun purpose only. People are making the products. It's still not available in the retail shelf, like the frozen product or something in particular, like whatever is found in uh, Asian groceries for other dumpling products. Momo is not common in grocery stores or retail market, so it has a high potential, and it has peculiar uh, characteristics in terms of taste and palatability, etc. Therefore, I think that it's a good idea to start a business with this potential product. Another is I covered the technology for mm, technology for the jam and pickle products. Pickle is basically manufactured by fruits or vegetable of any kind, and it's like a lactic acid fermentation. So it is rich in probiotics, and it acts as a taste appetizer and healthier products in terms of increasing our gut microbiota, and therefore it has a high potential. There are different kind of pickle already available in the market, but we have given a short snapshot of how it's manufactured, and it can be a handy tool for anyone wants to enter into the food manufacturing business. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Yakindra. Now I'll just answer the question that Kim has posed about product development and basically what's its future, especially in Australia. So I do think it will change, and it's true there is limited activities of that nature in Australia, which is rather unfortunate because that means that people tend to be more reactive rather than proactive in this regard, and there's certainly not a lot of resources put into R&D in general, and that really is a shame because it tends to stifle innovation and creativity and those sorts of areas, and instead of the food industry, especially in Australia, being a leader, there's certainly I don't know if it's a mentality, but it's just the way it's sort of developed, I suppose, in terms of it not being a priority, which is really a shame. And digitalized, well, yeah, I was just the other day I was reading a lot more into 3D printing of food, and so that's such an exciting area, and the things that could be done in 3D printing, how it's the artistic aspects, how it can be customized, and how cheap 3D printers are even nowadays. I was reading some review website as well where the cheapest ones started only just a few $100s. Admittedly, they're rather limited in what foods they can do, and that sort of thing. Not particularly advanced, but yeah, even the advanced ones are only a matter of a few thousand as well, and considering what you can do in terms of, considering what that can do, what a 3D printer can do with food, I think there's amazing potential in that, and amazing developments for the future in that particular area, specifically. So I just think that the food product development professionals and R&D people, really need to be rapidly rethinking and advancing with all these particular aspects, especially the 3D printing, because what that can do is really just very it's so innovative and so creative, and not to mention the amount of we're going back to traditional food preservation aspects. The amount of food preservation approaches is also so very diverse. Unfortunately, not a lot of them are accepted by the general public. That's sort of an ongoing issue with a lot of technology. But we're trying, I suppose, to convince the public of benefits and consumers. I mean, of benefits and safety and those sorts of areas. So no, there isn't, Kim. There isn't a chapter on 3D printing of food. That's a particular niche area, I suppose. That I mean, at the moment, a relatively niche and specialised area, which we didn't touch on, but yeah, no doubt there. That will be incorporated into subsequent editions for sure, or we might even have a specialised book on just on that particular aspect. Second edition for sure. So yeah, I just think the future really is looking particularly bright, and especially with food trends. People like food trends are positive as well. There's so many people that are interested in aspects of health and well-being, and steering towards plant-based diets and those sorts of things, and fermented foods and probiotics and those sorts of areas. So people are becoming a lot, so much more aware, and those are really the booming areas, and which is just great, because those areas support health, personal health, public health, and suppress the so-called lifestyle diseases, which are brought about by high sugar and high fat to some extent, but saturated fat and those sorts of aspects, which lead to like the disease, obesity epidemic, and those types of things. So yeah, that's basically it from me. I think we're according to my time here, we're 1 minute over. So I'll just ask Yakindra if he has any final comments before just asking anyone else if they have any questions they want to ask. So Yakindra, anything else you want to add at this stage?
In case of like the Kim's question, like there is any NPD in limited NPD in Australia? Not really. Australia is one of the growing market for food products, and there are lots of new products development going on in different industries, mainly infant formula industry is growing, different processing, mainly dairy tech and cereals and legumes. All this technology are growing in Australia and has a lot of potential for the future of food technology, new products. That's all I want to add.
Yeah, great. I guess I was just one final comment. Then I guess I was thinking, from the point of view of how a lot of companies, food companies, tend to be outsourcing. Not so much having their own in-house R&D departments, and yeah, which is which is which is great in a way, because then they outsource to various consultants who have a broader expertise, from different working with different clients, different industries, that sort of thing, and they can bring a richness to the product development activities of a particular, or R&D activities in general of a particular food company. Yeah. Okay. So, any last questions from anyone else? If not, then I believe. Well, yeah, I've posted my blog URL up there. Yakindra, do you want to put any contact details here on this chat, so that people have easily got them accessible? I'm sure all of our contact details are in various places, but if you want to post something here. Okay, if not, then I will thank everyone for their attendance, and yeah, look, yeah, there we go. Thanks, Yakindra. Yeah, I'll thank everyone for coming along, for their time, and yeah, please contact us. Please have a look at my blog, and please contact Yakindra or I if you have any particular questions about the book, about the process in general, or yeah, anything else you think that we might be able to help you with. We yeah, are all ears for you. So yeah, thanks very much, everyone, and we look forward to touching base with you in the future at some stage. Bye, everyone. Thanks, folks.
Bye bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.